Hey folks, Segasonicfan here. Today I'm showing off a fun little project I've been working on, and this is mostly kind of what they call a one-off or just a one-time project. I doubt I'll make these for a bunch of things. A little backstory: there's some nice electric screwdrivers that look like so, that I use all the time for opening stuff. I have here a converter chuck adapter here for using smaller bits, and it's pretty simple: forward and reverse. There's a charge plug, and then this switch turns on a nice light on the back. Pretty simple thing. This one was like 10 or 15 bucks. They don't actually make this one anymore. I got this from Walgreens, but they do have newer versions like this one, which I have in pieces right now. This is a Skil, S-K-I-L. What's the model number here? 2350. And yeah, they're great. They're lithium-ion powered, so they got a nice bit of juice. And I use these suckers all the time, like every day. I love this thing. So, of course, me being me, I found some improvements. There are some things that really bug me about the way these are designed, and so I went ahead and designed a new PCB to fix all those problems. This is the new PCB. I just dubbed it, what did I call it? Just an H-bridge, because that's what it is. So basically, the primary problem is that they use a mechanical switch. Forward, reverse, forward, reverse. Not only is this switch a pain in the butt to press, it really takes a lot of force to press this thing. It's going to wear out over time. My other drill, it totally blew out the switch after a while. And it's just a really old school, and not in a good way, just not an efficient or great way to do a motor control scheme. And so with my board here that I designed, which you can see here all assembled, it uses digitally controlled MOSFETs to do everything without a mechanical switch. A nice big advantage of that is you can use tactile push buttons. You can use any kind of button that's really easy to press. So when I press the button here, the motor goes forward. When I press it again in the other direction, it goes in reverse. I don't know if you can see, but there are corresponding LEDs that light up, blue and green respectively, on the left and right, or top and bottom in this video. And that's really it. What's cool is I can mount these buttons anywhere I like, so I can mount them closer to the head of the drill, which is going to be really convenient for me, or somewhere else if I want. It also gives me the option to install a PWM controller later for different speeds, which is really nice. And so it kind of just opens the door to hacking these things in all sorts of cool ways. On top of that, I added, some extra capacitance, and since I'm already using some 7.4 logic stuff, I might as well include a push button, a nice tactile push button for turning on the light instead of, again, a mechanical switch. So there's your nice bright light, turns off and on with a tactile push button. So just a simple latching circuit. So that's really nice too. On top of that, I built in a USB charging port because I don't like to have to use their proprietary charging dealio. And actually, I decided on doing something even better. I was going to use their built-in charger originally, the manufacturer's charger. Hold on, let me open this bag here. So I've shown this in a previous video, but I actually designed my own single-cell lithium-ion battery charging board. And this thing is so useful. I use it all over the place. And I'm going to go ahead and I would have built one into this board if I had thought ahead more. But I'm just going to attach one of these onto the drill. And so this is a lithium-ion single-cell charger, 2-state LED, 3-state charger, 1 amp current, nominal. It's nice. It's a nice little charging circuit. Probably a lot better than what's built in here. So I'm going to go ahead and use that as well. It's already mostly working. And the weird thing, so the one downside is I was thinking of installing this as a complete replacement, but I decided not to. It's too much work getting the measurements and everything perfect. So I'm just going to mount it on the outside of the drill. Maybe I'll cut out a plexi case for it, acrylic something to cover it, or I can use conformal coating or something like that possibly. So, you know, that's the downside. It's going to sit on the outside. It's going to be kind of weird, but it'll also be kind of cool to see all the hackery that I've done. And yeah, a couple interesting things. So one is I actually am very interested in knowing why there are so many circuits going on for something so simple. This thing has a full-on, I'm assuming this is some kind of motor controller in here. That big IC there, I'm super curious why that was necessary. And then there's just a ton of what presumably some NPNs, some you know, simple transistors. But I'm not really sure why it needs all this, especially since it's using a switch to do the forward and reverse, and this is just a 3.6 volt motor. So why do you need all this circuitry when you're just, you know, forward and reversing biasing a motor? I'm not really sure. There's a FET here for the negative gate control, which is standard, and then there's a couple small ICs on here. There's one which is a voltage regulator, it looks like, of sorts, possibly. It could be something else. And then there's 1, 2, 3 other, you know, really small. These are like SOT6s, and that one's something really tiny. One of those is going to be a charger, of course, and one of them is going to be a monitoring circuit for the battery safety, which is good. It also has a thermal, an NTC thermocoupler, which is really good to make sure the battery doesn't overheat. But what are the other circuits for? To that, I cannot give you an answer yet. I don't know. I'm really curious. So that's another reason why I decided not to build this all in one, is because maybe some of those circuits are important. I'm thinking there might be a cutoff switch in the motor controller for if the current draw gets too high or something like that. Not sure. There might be some protections going on. So yeah, might as well use the board that they have because they're doing some of that stuff already for me. Though, yeah, the way it's configured, I wonder how useful that is. Anyway, I'll put this all together and make one last little part of the video where I show you it all in action. But this is part 1 of the video of my new H-bridge circuit. Really fun learning about H-bridges. And these are 3 amp current handling, so they'll do a good job. I added some extra diodes for, well, I'll go into that later. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll make a part 2 later. Segasonicfan, signing out.